Welcome to the Orange Cactus Coffee Podcast with Mike Kincaid and Jake Goebel. Join them as they experience specialty coffee and document their journey. These friends explore roasts and roasting methods, brewing equipment and techniques, and review the cafes they visit along the way.
Thanks, Brioni, and thank you for joining us for episode 99 of the Orange Cactus Coffee Podcast. These year-in-review shows I'm not really a big fan of usually because it seems like it's always just rehashed information that you've already heard before. But we have made it a point to bring in some new information for you as well. I think you're going to enjoy it. At least I hope you do. Happy New Year. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Good morning and welcome to episode 99 of the Orange Cactus Coffee Podcast. I am Jake Goebel. Sitting with me is the incomparable.
Incompetent.
The incompetent. The grossly underrated Mike Kincaid. And that was the Mike voice you just heard.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us in episode 99.
99.
Last double digit. No.
Did you think
I thought I would have
make
quit
it
a long time ago.
Did you think we're going to make it to 99?
No, absolutely not. Well, initially we were doing what, two a week? Because you're crazy.
Initially we were doing 2 a week. Well, no, there was a reason for it. There was a
Sure.
reason. Let's backtrack. A year and a half, we sat down in a Starbucks. You had another concept, ridiculous concept. Obviously, all of your concepts fail. Like the first one that you wanted to do was this thing called Bitcoin. That obviously didn't work out for Bitcoin.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they're only worth like $20,000 a coin right now.
No, that did work.
So
the concept was good. The execution.
We were a little early, that's all. We were just a little early, and everything else that we had going in life, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Now, if it would have, we would both be fabulously wealthy right now. So I'm thinking that is probably what was not supposed to happen. You know, everything happens for a reason. Romans 8:28. And we were not supposed to be successful at this moment, you know? Maybe it would have destroyed us. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. And nor do we need to. And I think it's a good topic, you know, because a lot of people have regrets that they get hung up on, right?
That's a good point.
It prevents you from moving forward. And I think we should put this out there so that it stings a little bit and that others can maybe, find value in it. We had acquired, and through the process of our previous venture,
mining Bitcoin.
We didn't do it for that long. It was maybe a year and a half,
something like that. We had
before we had to pull the plug. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
I would say we had mined over 45 Bitcoins.
Oh, okay. See, I was operating under 37. I thought we'd mined 37 Bitcoin, but we'd mined over 45 Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think it was over 40. It was over 40.
Well, if we just rough it and say 40 Bitcoin.
So, I mean, at the time, you know, depending on the value, it wasn't that much.
No.
You know, I mean,
no, it was.
When we first started, it was. You know, we had done about 10 in 1 month when we first fired up.
Yeah.
And that's when the price was still around $1,000. We're like, wow, there's something to this.
There's something to this.
And we weren't wrong.
No, we weren't wrong. We were just a little bit early. And, you know, had we been able to hold on to all those coins until now,
or even a portion,
you know, we'd be close to having $1 million in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's not a big deal because we learned something much more valuable. And I think that is that our friendship and business partnership can stand the test of failure, losing money. We don't know whether we can withstand the success yet, but we can withstand failure.
Success, in many respects, is a greater test.
It's tougher. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mike hit me up a year and a half ago and said, what do you think about getting into specialty coffee? And that's something that I had wanted to do since 2000. I'd been wanting to start Orange Cactus Coffee for 15 and a half years
Mm-hmm.
by the time Mikey said, hey, let's do this. And so we had that first conversation. That is episode 1. If you haven't watched it, you can. But it's out there. We were sharing a microphone, and we recorded, I think, 20 episodes before we launched.
Well,
Maybe it wasn't.
You wanted
Maybe
so
it
many
wasn't.
weeks, so many weeks at two episodes a week,
Yeah.
right?
Well, we launched with 10 episodes. January 1st, 2017.
Yeah.
We launched with 10 episodes ready to go. And then we had multiple episodes still ready to go. You know, now here is episode 99 being released on December 31st, the last day of the year. So we got 99 podcast episodes during a year. But for the first,
cool.
I can't remember, I think it was 12 weeks.
Yeah,
I wanted to do 2 a week because as I was following, you know, some podcast instructions, they said do 2 a week for 12 weeks and you'll get into iTunes,
That'll get
Apple
you.
iTunes,
That'll get you the money.
new and noteworthy.
That'll get you in there.
That'll get you in there.
That's the
That
ticket.
is the recipe for success. So we did that.
Let me tell you.
We did that.
Well, we did 2 a week for
Longer than that.
until like July,
Until Mikey
August.
finally realized that I was just trying to hang out with him twice a week for longer for
Yeah.
a couple of hours. You know, it's like, dude, no.
Mm-mm.
So we did 2 a week for a long time.
we
we never
stopped.
made it. We
No.
never made it into new and noteworthy.
No, not even close.
Not even close.
I even had trouble finding our podcast, like
Well-
through normal search.
If you right now, we've got pretty good results. If you look for specialty coffee in Apple iTunes podcast search, we come up first.
Hmm.
And we've got good Google searches.
Good
Google.
Googles.
We've got good Googles.
Good Google.
Great googly moogly. We've got great Googles because I think the name is a little bit, you know, if you search orange cactus.
Cattywampus.
Yeah, it's a little cattywampus. If you search orange cactus coffee, we come up as number 1.
Oh, really? Nailing it on all fronts here. Just killing it.
Now, if you search specialty coffee, we're not anywhere near anything, I don't think.
I think you're right. If you type anyway. So yeah, we did that.
But whatever. Yeah.
We did that for the better part of the year, and then I'm like, you know, let's roll it back. Let's focus on a few other things.
Let's film some videos.
And
Let's still meet twice a week. Let's record once and let's video once, is what you said.
yeah, to shoot more videos. Well, because after a while too, I forget, a few months into the year, I started recording them, and it's in
'Cause
their entirety.
We weren't recording our podcasts.
Well, I was.
It was hit and miss.
but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like a full video version.
Yeah.
I-
Now
I-
it is.
I had a different idea.
Yeah.
And that was to kind of just document and have some highlights and key points. And that's kind of what I did for the first 3 episodes. But that was far more time consuming. And there's a market for people that just want to watch it or put it on in the background.
Put it on YouTube.
Yeah. And just let it play.
It's been good. And I think that was the right decision. And if I was going to advise anyone now who is starting a podcast,
Do it from day one.
I would say do
Yeah.
it from day one. Get a camera set up and put the video on YouTube. Don't spend too many hours trying to edit it or make it, you know,
No, spend as much as you can. I
as
disagree.
much as you can. Okay. But I mean,
Because that's the
don't
only way
let
you
that-
learn.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase.
Yeah, rephrase.
Don't let the editing keep you from
Or your lack of knowledge.
putting it out there.
Exactly. Because I didn't know.
Do your best.
Mhm.
Thank you. Do your best, but don't let it
Stop you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
There you go. No, I'm with you on that.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
But I did want to say, because for me, honestly, you want to produce a good product. You want it to be nice. You want it to be refined,
do.
and you want to learn.
But here's the thing. Here's the Gary Vee-ism. Good means different things to different people.
Yeah. Yeah.
The lighting, the camera, the whatever, it means different things to different people. I'm still convinced that I think sound quality is the most important thing for like people will give you bad video, but they won't give you bad sound. Not over and over and over again. If they can't hear it, they won't watch it.
Yeah. It makes it hard. I think
Unless
it's for both.
Super visual.
I think you're just tuned into audio.
Maybe.
And I'm into
And I
video.
might be.
Because
And I
I've
might be.
listened to, there's certain things that I've had interest in, and I've labored through horrible audio. And I'll listen to it again and again and again because I want to understand. So I think it depends. For me, I don't like watching bad video. There's some vloggers out there that run handheld, and I get sick. I'm like, I can't do this.
That's true.
And then you got people like Peter McKinnon who's setting up all these cinematic shots. I'm like, I can watch this all day
I
long.
can watch this all day. Yeah.
So, but I think the principle is there. Don't let it prevent you from starting.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
start.
just start.
We didn't start with lights. We didn't start with 2 mics. We didn't start with.
We started with a laptop, GarageBand, and a Yeti.
You could start with your phone.
Speaking of Yetis,
Phone is a great audio
I was
recorder.
on Facebook marketplace
Do
yesterday.
you use Facebook?
Yes, I'm on Facebook.
Do you know how to post videos to Facebook?
You know how to post videos to Facebook? I do know how to post. Oh, in fact, I checked the stats for
look at
our
the stats?
for our videos that were for some reason popular. You on the Prismo and me on the packaging.
Yeah, the Primo.
The Primo. Anyways, so I'm on Facebook Marketplace, and this girl is trying to sell a Yeti microphone for a used Yeti microphone.
Used Yeti.
A used Yeti
That's a
for
statement.
$150. And it's $99 brand new on Amazon. I felt the need like I should reach out to her and say, hey, this isn't a good deal. Like, I can get this mic for $100 on Amazon, brand new.
Yeah.
$50 less than you're selling it. But I didn't, because I didn't know how to present that information in a way that I think would be received. You know what I mean?
You know this is for sale for $100 on Amazon.
Did you know? You sound like a jerk when you do it like that, don't you?
Well, there's no way about it.
There's no way about it.
But are you not, even if it's ignorantly, somewhat of a jerk for trying to sell something at a 50% markup that's used when someone else can go buy it brand new for less?
Yeah, nobody's going to do that.
That's the kind of, somebody can say that's a jerk move.
I think
Even if it's not on purpose.
it's probably just ignorant.
Exactly. So I don't know.
Okay. So anyways, we've wasted enough time here. Well, that was a good intro.
That was great.
That was a great intro. That was pretty much nailed.
That was not the intro I have in the notes, just so you know. So I don't know what you're reading.
Well, I just thought we get a lot of requests about podcasting, or just,
Yeah, just
how do you
what
start?
we do.
How do
Just
we do?
doing.
How do we start podcasting? How do we sell coffee online? What are the laws, regulations, and things like that we ignore in order to do it?
Yeah.
All those we get questions like that.
Yeah. We got
do.
something we got to answer.
We got questions we got to answer. So, anyways, what was your intro though? We can totally delete all this if we wanted to.
No, don't delete it.
Oh,
This
okay.
is perfect.
Okay, I'm going to keep it.
No, rolling right along with that, we wanted to use this episode to do many things, and I think one of which primarily was a year in review, right? We want to discuss our challenges, our hurdles, things that we've experienced, what we've done over the last year. And I don't think we would be here doing this with as much passion, still enthusiasm, and excitement for 2018 without many people coming along and providing their support and dropping, words of wisdom or being kind of a regular in dialogue with us. And I think we want to just take a moment.
Oh, before we get into thanking others, I want to talk about us again real quick.
Of course you do.
And I think it's important.
Of course you do.
I only think you jogged my memory in this way.
You listen to this back and you're going to be like, oh, why did I
hate
stop
that guy.
him? Yeah.
Why did I stop him?
He was going to just...
I know. I do that all the time. Every time I listen, I say, just shut up, Jake. But
right when I'm going to... Okay.
But now when I'm in the moment, it seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Is this.
I should
It's
tell
just
you
one
something.
last little thing. Is that when we started, we said at the very... let's not bite off more than we can chew. We said, if we can podcast, we can do that indefinitely. And if we roast coffee, the very minimum, we're going to drink a lot of great coffee. We're going to roast enough coffee for us to drink. And so far, that's been the case. We could probably continue on to continuingly be the loudest voice in coffee, the most annoying voice in coffee. That's me.
That's true.
And there's no stopping this. There's no end in sight for this.
Well,
you know what I mean? We can.
Sure.
Who's gonna stop us besides us? There's nobody that's gonna stop
There's
us.
no stopping.
There's no stopping.
But
There's no stopping.
yeah.
Unless one of us says,
All right.
"Okay, I'm done."
We've
All right, I
lost
can't do no
all
more.
our listeners. I think it's time to stop. I think that would be.
Yeah, but like for the 3 people that listen, never mind. Okay, back to the thanks. Back to the thank you show. Back to the thank you. Enough talking about us. I'm just saying that's valuable advice to say, hey, don't start, more than you think you can handle. Do what you think you can do. If it's not every day, is it once a week? Is it twice a week? Is it 3 times a week? Is
And
it
I would take
once a
that
month?
one step further.
Take it further.
Do what you can't. That's a popular YouTube quote from Mr.
what
Casey
you
Neistat.
can't?
Do what you can't.
Oh, okay.
It's meant
Well,
to
then-
inspire those that say,
then-
I can't do that.
Then you know
I
what?
can't start a podcast.
Then we need to up our game for 2018. We need to do something more.
Do what you think you can't
Okay.
because you
Okay.
will do it.
Okay, let's get a retail location in 2018 instead of 2019.
We can't do that.
Let's go get a loan.
We can't do
Let's
that.
go start. Let's go
Let's
get a $300,000 loan
Let's
from the
just-
SBA.
This house right here
I'm a
that we're
veteran.
sitting in, I think
Yeah.
we could right?
Yeah, so what? So we lose the house. Who cares?
Do what you can't.
Do what you can't.
There
You
go.
just remodeled your house. There's plenty of room for the Goebbels in there.
Yeah, sure there is. Wait, what? What are we talking about?
We're talking about moving into your house when we fail.
When you foreclose?
All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's rethink
The people
this.
that we want to thank.
So here's a couple people, and not in any necessarily particular order.
We didn't rank them?
Well, I don't think you can. I mean, unless I could say all their names at once. I mean, they've all added value in significant
what's the
ways.
first name?
But the first name for us is Mr. Manny G.
You know, Manny G was the first listener that reached out to us with positive feedback. He was the first guy that said, hey, I'm listening. I love the show. Love what you guys are doing. And keep it going. I mean, he was the first voice of encouragement that we heard. And we intentionally started not trying to go after friends and family. And Manny was a total stranger. He's still very strange, but he's no longer a stranger. Thank you, Manny.
Yes, thank you, Manny, for all the support you've given us, all the brew tips, the Manny G recommends.
Manny G recommends.
Just so many things.
Interview with Manny G is episode 50, I believe.
Yeah.
It's just, I only know it because it's easy to remember.
It's just been a blessing to kind of get to know you and have you along on this journey.
Thank you, Manny.
Appreciate it.
Love you, bro. And the fam.
And then next, we want to give a big thank you to Kyle, who is also known as
the Ghostly Roaster, a.k.a. Ghost.
He's another one that, from the very beginning, I think very early on, reached out to us and just started commenting, giving us feedback.
Yeah, he was our first guest, wasn't he?
He came along. Did we have the Ghost on?
Ghost was the first guest, I believe.
Yeah, we got his take on his home roaster setup.
Home roasting setup, yeah.
Everything that he's
and there's a couple different things
learned.
that we wanted to do, and that is still like do what we can't. Maybe 2018 is the year of the home coffee roasting contest. I don't know. I don't know how it is. I know you don't want me to bring it up. I know you don't want to. I know. But maybe it's there.
It's absolutely.
So thank you, Ghost. It's been a blessing to have you in our lives, bro.
It is absolutely. Next we had Chris. Chris, another avid. Thank you. Home roaster.
Yes.
And
baker.
His
wife bakes.
And candlestick
maker. Yes.
Yep. Add that one, Chris. We want some custom-made cactus candles.
And his wife made us cactus-shaped cookies.
Yeah, that was sweet.
And totally got our minds were blown. Like there are endless possibilities.
There are.
And
there is.
She made there be endless possibilities. She made great cookies, sent them to us. Little coffee bean shaped cookies with coffee flavored icing on it. And then we had cactus shaped cookies with orange frosting on it. The orange cactus. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I only saw them from a distance.
No, that's because I ate them all.
Yeah,
I ate them all. What's wrong with that?
Gobbled them up.
Thank you.
But it got us thinking.
Thank you, Chris and fam.
Might have to include some of those style cookies in some of our offerings.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe 2018 is the year of the cookie.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We can't do it, but we can. See what I did there? It's a trick. And then we have a couple.
You're killing me.
So next that I've got on our list is Marco. He has supported us just in, I think.
He's bought more coffee than anyone?
There you go.
Can we say that?
And he's provided
feedback.
Many a feedback from him, his family, and it's just been awesome.
Thank you, Marco.
We really appreciate his support and and his honest
and him
words.
running Orange Cactus Coffee up and down the West Coast and being like, yo, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Yeah. Thank you, Marco.
Yeah. Appreciate it. And then we have Dave. Dave with Smuggler's Coffee.
Smugglers.
Yeah. He was a great help for us early on when we got the bullet. And I had so many questions.
We need to get Dave on still.
We do. And we will.
Need to get Dave on.
We will. Absolutely. And now it's awesome.
2018 is the year of the Dave.
I think it is. Well, it is. He's just got a new space. His operation's growing.
I know. There's so much we could learn from Dave and Smugglers. There's so much we have learned.
He's let us try some of that barrel-aged coffee. That was good.
Yeah, and he takes great pictures on top of barrels with coffee and mugs and little fantasy figurines. I think I'm totally geeking out with what Dave is doing.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it. I think we're on a similar wavelength.
Yeah. I guess Dave knows what that means.
Moving
there
on.
It is.
Moving along.
All right, my clicks were a little
moving
flat.
right along.
Sorry
I think
about that.
Davin, right? Davin too. We got to get Davin on from Black
Davin's
Stripe.
on the list. Yeah, Davin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh,
no, you're good.
okay.
That was perfect.
Yeah. No,
he was next.
You go ahead. You do the list. Sorry.
You thought you thought of that, but you didn't.
I didn't. Sorry. It's your turn.
Subconsciously, you saw it.
Subliminally.
Provided some great feedback and really enjoyed just seeing his operation grow up in Canada.
Kenyatta.
Seeing him sell.
The N is
exactly. Another bullet roaster. So appreciate Davin. Also in the mix through Jake's connivery. Connivery? So is that a word?
I don't know if it's applicable, but I think
it is.
It may be a word.
Absolutely is.
Conniving?
Conniving, scheming, and well-placed jabs. We've also got to team up a little bit with Mr. Rayo.
The Scott Rayo.
And so that's been wonderful.
Very gracious, very humble, very unassuming, tremendous dude. And I guess we haven't had, if you have questions for Scott, hit us up, right? It's been a minute since we've had some questions come through.
We'll have, we got to get another round of questions.
We got to get another round of questions over to Scott.
Absolutely.
The Scott Rayo. Yeah. Yes or no with Scott Rayo. He's been fantastic. He's just been fantastic to answer our questions, our listeners' questions, the coffee community's questions. And yeah, he's pretty great. It's pretty great, and it's been pretty
appreciate
great
the
to have
time
him on the show
that he's given us and the listeners.
Very much. Thank you.
Another shout out we want to give is to the local crew, Prescott Coffee Roasters, Corvus Distributing, Rich and Mandy.
Yeah. Rich let us come over and check out his roaster. What did he have?
Yeah.
What does he? He had a different. What was he roasting on? Was it a Dietrich?
I wanted to say that, but why am I? I could find out. It's been a minute. And
it's been a minute since we've been over there.
Well, that's not what is exciting. We know what he's gonna be roasting.
Well,
on.
I seen it.
You seen it?
I seen it. I went and Mandy showed me the Loring. She showed it to me.
That's so cool.
It is beautiful.
That's all I remember. When he said Loring's coming, I forgot what he had.
It's a rocket.
Yeah.
It's a rocket ship ready to launch.
I think it was a Dietrich.
They knocked out a wall. They're like, this is where this is going.
Where's this going to go? I don't care.
It's so good. It doesn't matter. We have it. If
we build it.
Mandy is so great. Rich is so great. There's also Rick, I think, and he's the local espresso machine fixer.
Oh, the tech. Yeah.
Yeah. He was very kind and very gracious as well. And let me see. That's right. I got sick the day that we went to go see Rich. I was so sick. I can't even remember the last time I was in that much pain and just not feeling well. I was like curling up in a ball on the ground.
Yeah, you were not good. I said, let's reschedule. You're like, no, let's go.
Let's just go.
Let's
just go. We weren't going to do it.
I was having a heck of a time chatting, going over all these different.
I know. You just would not shut up.
We
just would not shut up.
It seemed probably like forever for you, but we were only there like 45 minutes.
I know. It was but I was in so much pain. But it was like if we reschedule it, we're never going to go. You know what I mean? It felt like we were never going to go because our schedules were very busy. And poor Rich, he wants to just sit down, hang out, talk coffee, and we keep dodging him, not intentionally. You know what I mean? We're busy. We're very busy.
But we do
Rich
appreciate.
He's like, look, I'm going to roast Mondays, Wednesdays, or Fridays or something like that. I only want to work those half days, and the rest of the time I'm going to go do what I do.
Yeah.
And so, good on him. And it's just amazing that coffee's been able to do that for him. Remember, from being kind of a coffee shop owner to just, living life on his terms. Roast when he wants to roast kind of deal. And
his
help
schedule.
When he wants to help, teach when he wants to teach, train when he wants to train. And he is, they are responsible for the quality joints that we have in the area.
Yeah.
If you go to a coffee shop and it's good, it's probably because Corvus Distributing and Prescott Coffee Roasters have a hand in that. And if it's not good, it's because they didn't reach out to them yet.
Definitely. So we've really enjoyed that. And who knows what's to come? I know they said we're welcome back despite
me.
Despite you.
Yeah. They said Mike and Jake.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Even said Jake.
And then we also have on the list someone else that I think more so for you have been impactful, but nonetheless have provided us with content to talk about and information and value. And that's the crew over at Press.
Yeah, Press Coffee Roasters.
And in particular, you had...
yeah, they're great. Will is the roaster down there, started on a B more. Now he's on Pro Bats, and he showed me the sample roaster. They gave me free coffee. They let me drink coffee, taste coffee, cup coffee. Alex showed me Ethiopia and on the big screen. And he taught me about buying coffee from Ethiopia,
cool.
where they buy coffee, looked at their greens, how they store it, how they network, how they market, how they use somebody to get their coffee into all kinds of different places, and how they assure how their quality control for those things so that their product isn't, watered down or just kind of bad when somebody tries it. And then they're expanding, and their training lab and Seneso. It was fantastic. And so I went to every press, and at one of them, the one in Tempe, we met a man named Adam from the press team. And Adam reached out, said, "Hey, I want to come up and see you guys. I'm going to be in Prescott. Let's hang out." And so we did, and we had an interview.
Yeah,
that was
was
episode
great.
98. And
Good time.
there's only one person at Press I don't like. You know what I mean? Every other experience that I've had with Press has been great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sure. Yeah, it was
sorry,
great.
this is the thank you, not the how dare you tour.
No, it's just they've provided so much value, and I think that's kind of key. And there's many other people,
Alex, Will, Adam. There's probably other guys
that just even that should be on this list.
Yeah.
That have reached out to us, provided feedback.
Yes,
I know you have
many. There are many, many, many people. Brian, who's written articles for us and given us feedback. Thank you, Brian. Greg has written articles for us. Thank you. All of you that have bought coffee and hats and had them shipped all over the world. You've paid as much in shipping as you did in coffee for Australia. There's just a lot of people. Jennifer Ferreira in the UK, who is doing great work and has been very supportive. I can't even remember everybody and all the messages, emails, tweets, likes, follows, DMs, everything that you guys have done.
Thing. Yeah.
Thank you. And we say that, hey, well, we can do this no matter what, but really we might not have if nobody was listening.
I don't think so.
And nobody cared. I don't know if we would have kept going. You are the lifeblood that keeps us going. Your feedback has shaped this show. Your feedback has shaped the way we do things, our business, our pricing, what we include, how we try to do Christmas in the mail. Everything that you have told us, we have taken to heart. We've looked at it. The feedback that was hard to hear, we let it sting. You know what I mean? And we made changes. The feedback that lifted us up, we gratefully received, and we tried to, excel still more.
Yeah, absolutely. And that you couldn't have said it better, Jake. That's it. I think we could have continued this. It just wouldn't be what it is. And it's just a testament to when you have a group of people that look to share and just look to the welfare of others, it does nothing but add blessing to yourself and have a greater impact.
Yeah.
The ripples just go that much farther out, and they impact more people. And so that's truly what we have today, and the people listening, and anyone that's found any value or any enjoyment, or even if you just like to ridicule us and that gets you on through the day, great.
That's fine too.
It's all because of the people around us.
It's not untrue.
It's not untrue.
It's not untrue. When you comment and you say you guys suck, that is not untrue.
So, absolutely.
All right. What else do we got?
Okay, so moving right along. I know we talked about this, but
we talking
briefly.
We're going to talk about what we're drinking or not yet?
Well, we can roll into that. Did we kind of discuss? I mean, this year, real quick, I'm going to hit you with it.
Yeah.
This year alone for us, we started the podcast. We launched the site January. We started roasting on the Be More. We then got the bullet. Have learned all along the way. For me, and I think you as well, Jake, we kind of learned how to brew in a Chemex, how to brew in a V60, the Cleta Wave. We learned about brew grinders, burr grinders. I mean, a good portion of our...
We learned about the AeroPress.
The AeroPress. Yeah, I knew about that before, but I wasn't... You learned about the AeroPress. But we learned how to use it.
Don't go into jerk mode. Don't go into jerk mode.
I'm just trying to keep it honest. But so much of our young coffee journey happened this year. And we have a lot of... Are you crying?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's crying. Oh, he's really thinking back on the year. You got an espresso machine.
Just very sensitive to the wonders of coffee that we've experienced this year.
We experienced some blueberries to the face.
Blueberries to the
Learned
face.
about natural, learned about processing, learned about origin.
Yeah, single origin on espresso. Boom.
Yeah. Just really had an amazing year. And we're very thankful. We're thankful to you guys. We're thankful to the Lord above for giving us this opportunity.
Yep, amen.
And sustaining us.
Yeah.
So,
all right. What else is
it.
up? What else is up?
We can roll on. Okay, so
we started off writing more, and I should get back into that. But I wrote articles for like 30 articles, and it was a lot to do. I was doing one article a day. 2 podcasts a week. And then we started the Daily Ristretto too.
You started Daily.
I started the Daily. No, with your encouragement. With my encouragement. I was very nervous about doing it. And you were like, you should do this.
I said, don't do it.
That's not, could have been.
No, I said, do it. But then I said, daily's a lot, buddy. Maybe.
Daily's a lot.
Maybe do daily, but hit it, 3 times a week or something.
Yeah. Well, we still call it the Daily Ristretto.
It's still cool.
Yeah.
That's true. So let's talk about what we were drinking this morning. All right, well, let's hear it. Review coffee. Review. Review coffee. Review. Review coffee. Review. Review coffee. Review.
We're drinking a little Cat and Cloud geisha this morning. They had a geisha from Colombia that they put... they listed on their website at a smoking hot deal. They said they were gonna sell it at cost. Is that right, Mike? They wanted to sell. There you go. There it is. They wanted to sell it at cost so that people could try drinking the geisha. And this is a very expensive coffee, but
they said they wanted to offer geisha. Chuck did in one of the podcasts. He seemed like he was the driver. He's, I guess, their green buyer. And they really wanted to offer a geisha. And listening to that episode, I got that they wanted their customers to have an opportunity to try it. However, they struggled a little bit with justifying the price that comes with a geisha, whether it's per cup or buying a bag of, whole bean. And so they said this time around, they're going to offer it at cost. And so I went ahead and grabbed a bag. I think it sold out quick. And that's what we're drinking this morning. They said this coffee would typically run about $10 a cup in a cafe.
Yeah.
I think for the 10-ounce bag, it wasn't bad. I think it was, I want to say with shipping and everything, it came to under $30.
Would you pay $10 a cup for it in a cafe?
I would probably, not regularly, but I would for something to try. Yeah.
Maybe once.
Like if they had
I would be very disappointed. I got to be real honest with you. If I paid $10 and this is what I got, I've had better coffees for cheaper. I'm sorry.
And that was their argument.
And I didn't want to agree with them because the geishas are the end all be all, right?
Well, and I think we have to be careful too because we've had other geishas. I've had geishas that I roasted us a geisha that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. But $10 a cup?
It was more. We had a geisha from Blue Bottle that was really pricey. It was Colombia's first geisha, and I really enjoyed that more than this. So just to say a geisha is a geisha, I think too is not necessarily true.
Yeah. Well, coffee's not coffee.
Exactly. It's I think there's different qualities, and you're gonna have different experiences. But yes, I agree with you. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't mesmerized.
I didn't memorize it either. But
you should.
I felt like this coffee, and I told you earlier, I don't want to sound like too much of a hipster here.
Talk about your feelings.
But it tasted to me like this bean wanted to go in a different direction. Like we forced it on the wrong bus, right? Like this bean wanted to have a little more body, wanted a little more bass, wanted to be a little lower toned, but we tried to make it go fruity by under roasting it.
Yeah.
That's what it seems. That's what it tastes like to me.
And we weren't listening to the bean.
We were. I don't like you.
Yeah.
I do not like you.
No, that's it. That's what I
do
said.
not like you.
It's totally what I
If you
see.
ever wonder, wow, I wonder if does Jake like me? No, I do not.
You gotta listen to the bean, man. It'll tell you where it wants to be.
It just seemed like that. We like the roasting was competing with the natural. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
natural flavors.
You might be right. I'm finding, at least now in my coffee roasting journey, and I think our brewing and drinking, I like a sweeter cup. And I think for me, I find it in coffees that are roasted a little more than this ultra light, uber light, Nordic light coffees. I think they lack sweetness a lot of times.
Yeah.
My opinion and my preference. And I notice it's something that Tim Wendelbo says all the time. This is a very sweet cup, or it's lacking sweetness. It's one of his, that I've picked up on, his key descriptors is sweetness.
Yeah.
And I like that because I think it's something that you can grab easily. It's not some arbitrary.
Do you think this cup was lacking sweetness?
I do.
I think so too.
I think it wasn't sweet, and maybe it wasn't intended to be sweet, and that's okay. I just like a sweet coffee. So
I thought it was, and I was looking at the flavor wheel, trying to place it, and I almost thought it was kind of in the woody veggie category.
Yeah,
like the lower right hand portion of the
lower
wheel.
right hand quadrant.
Yeah, the lower right hand quadrant of the flavor wheel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've spent some time with this coffee. I got to know this coffee. We didn't just.
So you and the coffee went out.
We did.
And and who am I? What
brewed
am I?
Many different ways, different grinds, different brewers. And even when I would go and try and pull out a little more body, a little more bass, use a flat bottom instead of the V60, I had some good experiences with it. But, just to their own admission, just paying a top dollar for it would be hard to justify.
I felt like maybe there was a little bit of fresh wood, leafy greens mushroom in there. A little earthy, herby, vegetable-y.
Now, some roasters would say that that's an underdeveloped bean or an under extracted
But it
brew.
wasn't like a veggie, it wasn't a strong, like a vegetable taste that was nasty.
Assaulting.
It wasn't assaulting. Yeah.
Didn't beat you up.
Yeah, I didn't get beat up by it.
Just had a hint of it.
But it felt like the coffee was trying to grab
Still
my
was a
hand
good
and
cup,
go in
though.
a different direction.
It was still good. You would say it was a good cup of coffee.
I would say I would say it's a good cup of coffee.
But we're holding it to a higher standard, as it should.
I thought that's what we were doing.
As it should.
That's what our job was.
Well, it's a geisha, right? It should be held to kind of an unreasonable standard.
I think so.
So, yeah, that's what we're drinking.
Perfect. Moving
right along. I don't know if you had any experiences, but I had one.
Oh, what was your coffee experience?
Coffee experience.
So my wife and I, were asked to buy a gift card from Dutch Bros. Because
her father-in-law.
Your
father-in-law.
My father-in-law.
He
really likes Dutch Bros.
He loved him some Dutch Bros.
And his one of his sons lives in a different state and said, hey, I really want to get him a Dutch Bros gift card. Do you mind picking it up? They didn't have Dutch Bros. Where they might have them there, but they don't offer e-cards, or I don't think they even have them there. Anyway, we're like, yeah, no problem. We'll swing by and pick it up. So we go. What's funny is, full disclosure, my wife's like, can you go? I really don't want to.
I don't want to go deal with them. Your wife is so kind of like my wife.
She's like, the energy is just too much for me.
It's overwhelming. I don't want to deal with those people.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, let's go together. So one night we went through.
So the answer was no. No, I'm not going to go alone. I'm not going behind enemy lines
going by myself. You're going with me.
Look, I'll
this
go.
Is for your side of the family.
Only if you go with me.
We just happened to be together. I said I would go. I didn't have a problem.
Just happened to be together. Oh, you don't normally spend time with a wife?
No, not at coffee shops. Only you.
Awkward.
Dun. Okay, continuing. So it was late at night, a little bit late. It was like 9 o'clock.
And there's a line.
We went through the Valley of Lights, which is like a little light show out here in PV, Prescott Valley.
Right next door.
Right, and then we're like, oh, let's do that. And I'm like, well, do you want to get coffee? I'm like, this will be an experience, you know. I can roll. She's like, okay, let's do it.
Be a coffee experience.
So what was different about this experience, there's nobody there, a little bit later, which is still unique.
Because normally at 8 o'clock, there's 3 cars in line.
Yeah, this is 9.
This is 9. All right, so a little later.
But it did get a little busier.
What time did they close, 10?
I think, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe 11.
Fair
They
enough.
might never close.
Oh.
They might just be dancing around in there all night.
Espressoed out.
Just going. So anyway.
White coffee out.
Normally when you pull up to Dutch Bros, they have somebody out front with a little iPad thingy, right? Saying, hey, what would you like? There's nobody there. The sign, they have a little like A-stand sign that says, order here. Or what does it say? Something like that.
What up? It says, what up, though?
It says, stop here to order. That was leaning up against the back of the building. And so I kind of briefly stopped there thinking, well, maybe someone's going to shoot out the back door. Maybe it's too cold. Nobody came out. And then I look up and the barista's hanging out the window, like waving me on.
Like over here. Come
like
over
the party's
here.
up here. Come on.
The party's up here. Come on.
join us.
Did they have glow sticks?
No glow
Were
sticks.
they swinging glow sticks? Were they leaning out the window? That's actually not a bad idea.
No, actually, on the scale compared to previous experiences, it was pretty low key. They didn't have, they had some good energy, but there wasn't music going or anything. So I pulled up the greeter, barista. I think they kind of do all of it, depending on you know, I don't know, their role at that moment.
Yeah.
So she was very nice, very engaging, very energetic. There's still that energy. They want to talk. And I sometimes, you know, when I was leaving, I was talking to my wife about it. She's like, you know, you were kind of weird with them. I said, well, she's like, it was a little awkward. And I said, well, I find thinking about it, when I encounter that energy, I do one of two things. I either kind of shut down, which isn't common, or I match it and I play into their world. Yeah. And that's kind of what I did. Yeah. And I don't know. It was a unique experience. For me, it is still a little awkward, but we got a couple of mochas. Wife asked if there was a way to make them less sweet. Threw in a powder. They do 1 scoop of powder for each. She's like, well, it's only 1 scoop, so it can't be too bad.
Can't be too bad.
What was also cool is the kids were with us. They wanted hot chocolate, so they actually have a kids' not so hot chocolate, which is cool. I think they customize it so that the kids can drink it right away, and you don't have to worry about them burning or not drinking it, and then you get home and the cup's full because they lost interest by the time it cooled down. No, they downed it fast, which was a mistake at 9:30 at night. Yeah, I'm sure that was loaded with sugar. Yeah. They were all over the place. Like, that's the last time you're getting Dutch Bros.
That's the last time we're going to Dutch Bros.
But the drinks. And we kind of knew they would be sweet, but they were just way too sweet. Yeah. We couldn't even finish them. It kind of started to turn my stomach a little bit. Yeah. And that's personally... Wife and I got about maybe halfway through, and we're like, it's just a little too much. A little too much for us. Yeah. So it's not our favorite, which I knew. But they're very, very nice establishment. As we were leaving, 3 cars pulled up. Yeah. People love it.
People love it.
They love it. Father-in-law loves it. You know? So it's just...
I'm on their website right now.
Oh, are you? Checking it out?
I'm checking out because I was like...
we need to go back and try the white coffee again in the drink, the way it's intended,
right?
No.
No. I want a shot. I want a shot of it.
Well, you can have a shot.
Let's go right now. I want to do the video. I want to revisit it. Okay, did you know that they have a Dutch Bros French press?
What do you mean? Like a branded French press?
A branded French press? Did you know they have a branded pour-over device?
No, that's interesting.
Dutch Bros pour-over. They also have gift cards. Yeah. So you could have bought it online. You know what I mean? How much was your gift card for? Was that a problem?
Well, that was a good deal too, because at that moment they were offering for a $25 gift card was $20. So that was cool.
That's not bad at all.
No.
And then they've got clothes as well. They've got Broista on his shirt.
They're bros. That's cool.
And they've got a sticker that says, you ready for this?
Dutch love?
Dig life.
Oh. Dig life?
Dig life. Does that make you want to change your sack life? Hashtag?
No, all the more. We're on it.
We're on the more. And they also have an origins video at the bottom. Going to El Salvador so we can burn this coffee.
They're on it.
So we can make little chunks of coal here.
They've definitely got a theme. I think they're true to who they want to be.
Absolutely.
And they do it well.
And people dig it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait, did you just say absolutely?
People dig it.
I
wonder, maybe I should get a job over there.
Absolutely.
Maybe I should
I think you would have fun. They always seem to be having fun.
Rose.
Unless it's one of those where you get in and you see under the hood and you're like, everyone is miserable. But they have to pretend the whole time like they're having fun.
Maybe. I don't think so.
I don't think so
I don't
either.
think you can duplicate that like that.
I don't think so. So anyway, that's my Dutch Bros experience. And have you been anywhere? What have you been doing?
I went to, where did I go? Stepping Stones.
Oh, yeah.
And it was good. I had a good time.
You had a good time. Yeah. You and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I can give an update on the Brazen. We've used that. Now, we didn't really talk about that last time because we had Adam on. The batch brewer.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the Brazen.
You want to talk about the Brazen?
Let's talk about the Brazen.
Okay. So the Brazen. Brazen's good. I like the Brazen.
Okay. Moving right along.
No, I've had some really, really good cups of coffee with the Brazen. It's made some good batch brew. I will say I'm fighting it a little bit.
Why are you fighting the Brazen?
We are not 100% getting along.
So this is in stark contrast to the Bonavita.
I didn't have this issue with the Bonavita. No.
What are the issues? This is good stuff.
Just one.
This is what people want to know.
Just one. I know.
This is what people want to know.
I am having trouble with the basket, the coffee, kind of rising too high, blooming too much. I don't really know, but the grounds are coming up above the filter and sometimes even making their way down into the pot and kind of getting on the shower head. And I know we're using fairly active coffee, fairly fresh coffee.
Blowing up the Brazen.
There's a little fight going on in that brew
Mikey's
basket.
Blowing up the Brazen.
And obviously I can control it simply by using less, but I'm not that far off from the recommended settings. You know, when I do a liter batch or a 1.2 liter, which is the biggest. And so one thing that has helped, I've increased, which is nice about the Brazen, is you can change the bloom time or the pre-wet time. So I've got that up to 1.5 minutes to let it settle. But it hasn't alleviated it. And sometimes it seems almost just as bad. So I don't know if I'm just trying too strong of a ratio.
What's your ratio?
18-1. I mean, you can't go below that with a full batch.
Oh.
Is what I think what's happening, and more to come, is I'm finding the limitation.
Now, did you do that with the Bonavita? Did you do 18-1?
Yeah.
Did you have a problem with it?
No, I didn't have. It did rise higher than I would like.
Yeah.
But
even in the Bonavita.
I didn't struggle as much. The B-more has been a little bit more challenging for some reason. The 1 liter batch seems better because obviously it's less coffee. But if you wanted a stronger full batch cup, 1.2 liter, anything over 60 grams of coffee seems like it might. And what's interesting is I even used some pre-ground Pete's decaf in it, and that did the same thing.
What?
Yeah.
Pre-ground for your convenience? Pete's?
Yeah.
Decaf?
Yeah.
Still blew up the Brazen.
Still got, yeah.
Wow.
And so I'm thinking maybe I'm using too much coffee. I'm trying too strong. I think I tried for an 18-1 with that same setup, which to me is reasonable.
Yeah.
But maybe not for a batch.
Maybe 20-1 is his.
I keep consulting
Did you try 20-1?
the Rayo books.
But I would go 15-1. That's the ratio I'm looking for.
But see, that's just it. I don't know if
I'm looking for a 16-1
on a
ratio.
batch brew. Rayo recommends 15 or 17. Excuse me,
17-1.
17.
Uh-huh.
Some of the SCA is 18, and then some of them are even 18-20 is what they kind of recommend on the batch.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing around with those ratios. So that's been, but I've had sometimes I look at the basket and I'm like, this is not going to be good, but it tastes pretty good.
So does the basket need to be bigger?
The basket needs to be bigger.
Is the Bonavita basket bigger?
I don't know.
It'd be worth checking out.
It would be. I don't know, or if the shower head's different. I don't know. The nice thing, as you know, with the Brazen, you can adjust the brew temp, you can adjust the pre-wet time.
Yeah.
It's got these nice
but
features.
But if you're doing 1.5 minutes, that's a long time.
Well, it can go up to 4 minutes.
For the
Pre-wet.
I don't think Rayo would be a fan of that. Is it continuous for a minute and a half?
It does.
Is it just kind of a sprinkle? Because you're
4
losing
ounces of water.
You're losing temperature.
See, that's the other thing. You can't control how much water it does in the pre-wet, which I don't like. You're just stuck with 4 ounces, which is decent. It's pretty much good.
What is that in?
Well, 30 times 4, 120, under 120 ounces, which is pretty good if you're doing, 60 grams. You're kind of doubling it.
Okay.
It's within the ballpark of doubling. I think you need more, though, to make sure that it's adequately pre-wet. Now, something I haven't tried, but it dawned on me, is with the brazen, you could leave the pot out. If you pull the pot out, the brew basket will plug itself, right? It has a little mechanism that will stop the water from coming out. What do you... What?
Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
What? Are you on Facebook right now?
Make it stop.
What's he doing? So you could, through the pre-wet phase, the basket would hold all the water. You could let it fill the basket up, which I'm going to try next. And this would ensure that all of the grounds get wet.
Hi.
And then you put the pot in, and it would drain out and then begin the brew. Just if you forget, you're going to have a mess. Oh, man. It's just going to keep brewing and pouring over. Yeah.
Wow.
Part of the problem is with this particular, you can't see the water. It's all self-contained. You can't see the shower head. You can't see what's happening.
Could you with the Bonavita?
No.
Okay.
You can't see. So that's kind of the challenge. You have to wait till it's done and then look and see what happened. So I think it's a good brewer. It is SCA certified. And I just might be hitting the limit. And so I'm going to back it off and find
how much coffee you can put in there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. What ratio?
Maybe 60 grams, 120. Is
the
that
other
20
thing,
to 1?
The other thing I'm not, I know. I think that might be the max. The other thing that I'm not too fond of, or that I haven't dialed in either, is it seems to brew too quickly. Even if I go, and the finer I go, the more active, the more challenging it seems to be, but it's brewing 3 minutes, the whole pot.
For 1.2 liters.
Which is a little quick compared, according to the Rayo books. Even with the Bonavita, that said, shoot for a 6-minute brew time.
Yeah. And would you get about a 6-minute brew time for it? Okay.
Yeah. So it's a little fast.
But you're getting a 3-minute brew time, even if you go a little finer. So if you go a little finer to try and slow it down, it bubbles up and blows the brew more
It just gets worse. Yeah.
And if you make it more coarse, it just runs straight through.
So might need to experiment with some different filters. Well, and I haven't found that the grind has impacted the brew time that much.
Doesn't care.
Don't care.
Be more, don't care.
But I've had some really, really good cups of coffee.
Be more,
so
don't
much
care.
So that I've made my dad a batch, and he came back and said that cup was. I was thinking about that was good.
How's Dad liking the Bonavita?
They really like it.
They've
upped their coffee game. They've got a burr grinder. They've got a scale. It's like, what's going on here?
I'm telling you, that's what's happening. If Dutch Bros is selling a pour over device, branded for the broista,
yeah,
I'm telling you, specialty coffee is growing. It's coming. I think we feel like we're late. I feel like I'm 15 years late.
15? You are late.
I feel like I'm 15 years late into specialty coffee. But at the same time, we felt like we were late in Bitcoin.
Here's the thing.
We were early.
I got this for you.
Okay,
You're
me off.
always late to what's been happening, but you're early to what's going to happen.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Could we do this? You're always late to what's been happening, but you're early to what's to come. To what is
Sure.
to come.
Wherever you go, buddy. Wherever
there
you go.
you are.
There you are.
Wherever you go, there you are.
So I know you guys can relate to this. Little quick story about my dad. He started weighing his beans, grinding it. This is new form. He's definitely a Folgers,
he's old
black
school.
silk.
He's old school.
Yep.
Ooh, I love that Folgers black silk. Pre-ground for my convenience.
Yeah, it's because he's a working man. He doesn't have time for it.
Ain't nobody got
But
time for your fancy
when
coffee.
he's got time, he's trying to do it and get a good, consistent cup. Well, he didn't realize, new burr grinder sitting on there, that the burr grinder's got a nice clear lid on the hopper. He weighs out his beans, a little cup, goes to dump them in the burr grinder. All over the place.
Me too.
And I think many of us have done something similar.
We can relate. Welcome, Dad.
And what I did the other day, I was so tired in the morning. I ground up the coffee, and I have like a little bowl that I dump the pre-wet water in, or another cup.
Yeah.
Pre-wet the filter, warm the cup.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget to dump it. That makes me really mad. But I did good. But then I ground up the coffee, took it off the Lido, and I dumped the ground coffee right in the waste cup.
Perfect.
With all the pre-wet water.
That was great.
Like, no hesitation. Straight from the grinder.
Cowboy coffee.
Right into the...
coffee. Just put the water in there, let it sit, let it fall to the bottom, and you can just sip it off the top.
Why did I do that?
Just sip it off the top. You're
good job, buddy. Good job. And you want to run a coffee shop?
Yeah, multiple coffee shops.
Multiple
coffee shops.
Yeah, we're going to hire somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Well, the goal is to hire people.
Do what you can't.
And I was talking to the missus about this, because I was like, man, I am really built for retail, I think. I really, really enjoy being in the retail environment. However, I know that you, Mike, the Mike Kincaid, does not want to work in a cafe all day. But I think I just might. I don't know.
I don't know what I like. I know I like roasting. I know I like serving people. I know I like making coffee. I like it all.
Yeah.
I don't want to be just doing one thing.
I want to do it all.
Yeah.
And I want to provide that type of employment experience for people. Like, I want you to do it all.
We want other people to come along that want to do it all as well.
Yeah. Like, you want to be a barista? Cool. But you also want to direct and film videos? And perfect. That's who we're looking for. Like, half your day, we want you on the bar. The other half, we want you making and editing videos.
Yeah.
If you have a job like that, can you make them? Because I know there's certain. Can you make them salaried? You know what I mean? Can you make somebody salaried like that, or do they have to be hourly?
I think you do whatever you want.
I don't know. But there's a
as
minimum
long as it's
amount.
Good for you and
there's
them.
A minimum you have to pay them if you're going to make them salaried.
Yes, $48,000. Well, that's not true.
48.5 or something like that.
That's not true. It never officially took effect yet.
Oh, it didn't take effect.
It was stayed by a judge.
Oh,
but it might be coming anyway. But you're right. And I think it's, in all fairness, I think if you are going to salary someone, there should be a reasonable minimum. You shouldn't say, "Oh, your salary here's $25,000 a year." You know what I mean? And they're working 60 hours a week for you. That was the whole thing it was against.
And I'm cool with that, but I just wonder, like, there's somebody that might actually like, okay, that's perfect.
Sure, but let the market decide.
Because you have an office, you have a Mac that or you have a computer, whatever it is that I'm going to use.
Flexible schedule, whatever.
I'm going to use that. You have cameras. You know what? I'm going to come use all your gear. I'm going to do stuff for Orange Cactus. I'm going to run my own blog, my own channel. I'm going to do my thing. And as we're profitable, I'm going to make more money or whatever. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's got to be a balance that works for everybody. And if somebody's making $10 an hour, right? Let's just say they're making $10 an hour. They're working 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. That's $20,800. If you offer them $30,000 and they get to spend half their time making videos, living their passion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's got value. Well, absolutely.
It's got value. Well, it would have value to me.
That's the argument, right? That's the argument. Let the market decide.
Yeah.
Let those say, no, this is worth it to me, or it's not. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go find a better job, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes, and that's kind of what we're seeing. Unfortunately, a lot of places are closing because they're forced to pay X amount and they can't.
Yeah.
So they can't hire the people they need to.
Yeah.
And on the opposite end, people can't get a job because
McDonald's is replacing humans with robots.
Yeah.
And
they're finding cheaper alternatives that they can't afford.
Because I work as a cashier in another joint, but they're saying somebody came in and said these new apps where people can go around and scan their items and pay before they leave.
Your own cashier.
They said they are going to put cashiers out of business. I said, that's great. That is great. I'm very excited about that.
And they're probably like, oh, this guy's crazy.
It's progress. Why fight it?
Yeah.
Don't fight it. We'll find another way. You have to change with the environment.
You do have to change.
I think from a consumer standpoint, that's great. The missus, she loves. She goes to Sam's Club. She uses an app. She scans the barcodes on her phone. She checks out. She pays with her phone. She leaves.
Yeah.
Done deal. No waiting in line. No nothing. That is better for the consumer. Whatever improves the consumer experience, I'm a fan of. If that means people lose jobs, you got to find another way to add value to people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's
the shift.
It's the way business works. You should not just have a job just to have a job.
Yeah.
That produces lethargic, poor service, poor experiences. That's what the government does. You're going to have a job here just to have a job.
Yeah.
And they don't do a good job at it. I mean, when's the last time you went to, pay some court fees at a court in downtown Los Angeles?
I never.
Dude,
you go there often?
It's a horrible experience. It's a horrible experience. And it's obvious that the people that are working there don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And that the people that are there are only there because
they have to be.
Well, we're going to make you be here. We're going to make this be a job. If it was a free market, it'd be done.
Lost our video.
Okay. Well, you need to go. It's 11.
It's 11?
Yeah, you got to go.
It's time to wrap it up. So, thank you.
Sorry, we're rambling. This is, whatever.
Yeah,
you
were going.
This is a thank you.
This was a thank you. This was a thank you, I guess.
Yeah.
It started that way.
All right.
Let's end it that way.
Let's end it that way. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. Here's looking forward to 2018.
And on to episode 100. That's next.
Oh, is that after 99?
That's what comes next.
Oh. Who'd have thought? Thank you, Mike.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Until next time. Keep it.
Just end it. Just say goodbye and be done.
Goodbye and be done.
Goodbye indeed, but we are never done. We will be back for more episodes. Hopefully we got many more hundreds, I guess, in the tank, but really appreciate you listening. As always, you can find the show notes at orangecactuscoffee.com/episode 99. And want to wish you a very, very happy and healthy new year. We'll catch you next time. Let's get it started. Ha! Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Ha!